I've spent the morning watching the McKees, waiting for them to make a mistake, to do something that proves them guilty of killing Charlotte May. But what if I'm wrong? What if I saw what I wanted to and there was nothing in that rug? If I had hard evidence, I would have told Catherine already. I have nothing but suspicions. I should be looking at everyone in Dahlia View. And Harold Levy is next on my list. Harold is a large man, large enough to carry a little girl and not slow him down.
Back in a bit, yeah?
Theo is working on the automobile I saw him put the rug into.
Yeah, right.
I still have my eye on you. I'm not zoomed in enough to see. Why on earth is there a shoe on Harold Levy's roof? Wonders never cease. There appears to be a box of some importance under Harold's bed. Whatever it contains, he's not happy about it.
Theo, I need to step out for a moment. You alright watching the shop, yeah? Okay.
Harold Levy is unlocking Tony Morgan's door. Now he's entering. What is he thinking? This does not look like a social visit. What in God's name is he doing? He's attacking Mr. Morgan. Call the police. No, I should gather evidence. He's furious now. Mr. Morgan looks petrified. Did Harold take Charlotte May? Did he attack Tony the night she was taken? I've never seen him like this.
Jesus. You okay, boss? Yeah. You sure? I said I'm fine. Okay.
I have to do something. I doubt Harold will welcome me in the way the McKees did, but If he can enter another man's home unannounced, well then so can I. Harold Levy is leaving his flat. My patience is paid off. Harold Levy has left his garage for a while. The perfect chance to get into his upstairs flat. I need to know what's so important about the box I observed. It might be valuable evidence. Oh, the place seems empty enough. Now to find a way into Levy's garage. To get inside before one of my neighbors sees me. What is that smell? Damp, I think. Toys. Why does Harold Levy have them? There's Harold's mail. I can't get to it from this side. Is anyone home? Good. Locked from the other side. I'm sure this is the hallway to Levy's flat. Let's hope he's still out. Harold Levy has a lady friend. This is where I watched Harold from my window. I hope none of my neighbors are watching me. Someone's showering. I'd better be quiet. Might be important. You never know. Interesting. Harold doesn't want anyone getting too close to what he and Frank are up to. He must have moved the box somewhere else. That's it. The box I saw from my window. Let's see if I remember how to do this. Still got it. Finally, time to take a look inside. Might make a good lockpick. I need to know what's so important about the box I observed. It might be valuable evidence. I'm curious to see what was left in his office. Vehicles Harold Levy's worked on, no doubt. Strong accusation. Good for my evidence board. It's not just me who thinks Harold could have taken Charlotte May. The note left in the box confirmed that there was something damning left in Harold Levy's office. But what? Now then, let's see what's been left in Levy's office. It must have something to do with him attacking Mr. Morgan. There's Levy's office. It looks like he's still out of the building. Seems to open the window up top there. That smell again. The damp is even stronger in here. Now, what's this? Wouldn't happen to be what caused the flood, would it? Levy. Please don't have taken Charlotte May. Now, what's this then? What on earth is that? Looks important. There's Harold Levy's office.
Hello? Yeah, I'm on it. He's coming here. No, I'll sort it out. No, alright, fine. Bollocks.
He's left the office door open, but now I'm stuck in here. What in God's name? Why is there a hole in the ground and a chain going into it? Charlotte, are you down there? Oh, just what I need. Theo was fixing this car this morning. It's the one he put the rug into. Is she still inside? Must be doing something with oils here. Nothing to do with Charlotte May. These all seem to be powered from here. Now what do we have here? The note left in the box confirmed that there was something damning left in Harold Levy's office. But what? There's no way I'm getting out of this work area, unless I can restore the power to those shutters. Oh, this is definitely the car that Theo dumped the rug into. Charlotte, please don't be inside. There's a battery left in the car boot. Must have been in a bad way. I wouldn't trust you as far as I could throw you. Now, what's this then? There's no way I'm getting out of this work area, unless I can restore the power to those shutters. Ah! Oh, dear God. I must be doing something right. Shut. Please don't be in there. This might come in handy. So the fuse for the shutters is blown in the basement. Good to know. Explains the damp smell. The water's far too deep to wade through. I'm going to need to hurry. The car left tripped a fuse as it lowered into the water. I hope there's a spare down here somewhere. The car left tripped a fuse as it lowered into the water. I hope there's a spare down here somewhere. Fuse is blown. Right. Time to open those shutters and get back to the office. Mr. Levy. Hello. Good. Now to get back to the office. The threat in the box said there was something in this office. Perhaps something for my evidence board. Bits and bobs. Nothing interesting. Handy. Could be useful. Not what I was expecting. I'm sure Harold knows why this is so damning. Did Tony Morgan take this? Is that why Harold attacked him? Petrol. Poker nights. I've seen these dates before. I have no idea what that is. Food, nothing interesting. Must be the phone call I overheard. Jacking oil prices. Must be hurting business. Old files, perhaps. They're both as bad as each other. Harold's basement is far more vast than I thought. Charlotte, you down there? The pump is set to clear the basement of water. Takes gasoline. It's empty. Oh, this hose needs connecting. Seems to go down to the basement. That was not supposed to happen. What's this? I wonder if I can knock it down. Well, I'm too close to stop now. It looks like they didn't get too far with the search. Now, what's this? It's working. And quickly, too. Damn if it's not loud. Charlotte, if you're down there, I will find you. It's worked. Why on earth would Harold have flooded this? Charlotte May! Charlotte, are you down there? What on earth is all this? Charlotte, can you hear me? It's heavy. Dear God. Please let me be wrong. Please don't be you. It's her. It has to be. I'm too late. What? Chemicals? I don't understand. Why? Did Harold Levy drug Charlotte May? There was a rag found at the crime scene. Is this what was on it? There's no way he would flood his own basement unless he was scared of the police searching it. I need my evidence board. This is far too damning to ignore.
So, you're gonna tell me what you're doing in my garage? Or am I gonna have to evict you too?
Mr. Levy, I was just about to...
Save it. What were you doing in there? Did you find what you were looking for, did you?
Actually, I was looking for you. As soon as I realized you were at home, I came straight out to find you. You can rest assured.
What is it you want, Mr. Conway?
I wanted to talk with you about Charlotte May's disappearance.
Really?
If you're not too troubled to help.
Why the hell would I waste my time talking to you?
Will you answer some of my questions or not?
So it's an interrogation then?
It's me asking you to help Tony Morgan find his missing daughter. Surely you want to help.
Fine. I'll humor you. What do you want?
A statement is all. Where you were the night that Charlotte May was taken. What you were doing, with whom you spoke. That kind of thing.
A statement, you say? Where do you want me to begin?
Tell me, if you would, what you did between 10 p.m. and 11 p.m. just before Charlotte May was taken.
Well, I was in my flat for most of the night, except for about 10 o'clock. I went across to the courtyard and locked up the front gate. You know, to keep the wrong kind of person there. Sometime after that, I heard a noise. Sounded like something strange, but I didn't know what. I guess we all know now, but didn't think much of it at the time.
And who would you imagine is the wrong type of person?
Anyone in Dahlia View, you mean?
Yes.
Well, you tell me. What kind of person do you think I should be keeping here? The ones who don't pay their rent on time, or the ones who trespass on other people's property?
I'm sure I don't know what you mean, Mr. Levy.
Nah, of course not.
What about Mr. Morgan?
What about him?
Do you have a problem with him? Surely he pays his rent on time.
Sorry. Landlord-tenant agreement. It's, confidential.
Well, I wouldn't want you to overstep your bounds as his landlord now.
Glad we agree.
You were saying?
Anyway, after about 10 or something, I went up to my flat and made a cup of tea and a sandwich. Corned beef and onion, if I remember. Then about 10:15, I ate it. I hope this is the kind of information you were looking for. I was alone all night, so didn't do anything riveting, I'm sorry to say.
You were alone all night, so no one can back up your story.
No, guess not.
Do you ever have guests, Mr. Levy?
No, not really.
Never.
Where are you going with this?
Well, there's a key on the plant pot outside your door. You must have put it there for someone.
And how did you find that out?
Well, you can see it from the outside. It's plain as day.
I said I was alone that night. You don't believe me?
I'm merely trying to make sense of it all.
Seems simple enough to me, Mr. Conway. Shall I continue, or was there more?
Please.
Anyway, around about 10:30, I was sat upstairs listening to my radio show. Kings in the Nile. I had no idea what was going on outside, right under everyone's noses. Scary, ain't it? How you could be stood right next to someone capable of that, and you'd never know until it was too late.
Well, who do you think is capable of it?
We don't know what happened that night. Ain't that the point?
Well, we know the attacker was capable of kidnapping a child. What else could he be capable of?
He? What makes you think it's a man?
No, you make a good point. But what makes you think it was a woman? And who do you think could be capable of it?
God knows.
Shirley or Annabelle?
Shirley, maybe. You're forgetting the old bat across the way, though.
Mrs. Doerr?
Don't let her age deceive you. Her bite's worse than her bark.
Can you elaborate on that?
Nah. I wish there was more I could tell you. I really do. Must have been about 10:40 to 10:50. I nodded off for a bit, because my mind's a little fuzzy on the details. The newspaper said something about the kidnapper having a key or sneaking in undetected. I think it's a load of old bollocks. And in any case, if I ever did see someone sneaking around here, they wouldn't be walking out, I can tell you. No offense.
You don't think there's any truth to the newspaper report?
I don't think there's any reason to keep harping on about that little girl, newspaper or not.
And why would you think that? Don't you have faith that we'll find Charlotte May?
Faith? Good one.
You don't sound convinced that she's going to be found. Is there something you know that you might share with me?
Look, I ain't doubting that you're a hotshot detective.
Private investigator.
Whatever. But that little girl is long gone by now. All you're doing is rolling about the place asking rude questions and rubbing people up the wrong way.
Is that what you think I'm doing?
People need to get into their heads. She ain't getting found anytime soon. We all need to move on and deal with the other problems in our lives. You wanted the truth, didn't you?
No, you're absolutely right. Ask and you shall receive.
Well then.
Please, As you were saying.
Regardless of all that, I tell you what I did here that night. The smash. About 11, I'd say. That little girl must have kicked up a right old fuss. God knows how we didn't hear. That's when I turned on my floodlight. I looked out my window. I saw Mr. Morgan. Right there, laying in a puddle of his own blood. It's a wonder he didn't bleed out. I must have just missed who did it. I tell you, that blood ain't coming out my clothes anytime soon.
You say the blood was on your clothing.
That's right.
What clothing are you referring to?
The shirt I was wearing that night.
And why, might I ask, did you have Mr. Morgan's blood on your shirt?
Well, who do you think had to clean it up? Sure as hell wasn't you long.
Well, I thought the police might have done that.
Yeah, well, you thought wrong, didn't you?
I'm sorry you had to deal with that.
It's my job, Mr. Conway.
Yeah, of course it is. As you were.
Other than that, I don't know what more I can say. We all get what's coming to us, don't we? Anyhow, what if it was me? What are you going to do about it?
Well, for a start, I would have...
Maybe I did do it. Hell, maybe you did it. You could be wasting time questioning me to cover your own back. That would be a funny old turn, wouldn't it?
I have to say, Mr. Levy, we've not spoken this much before, and I find you strangely heartless considering the circumstances. I'd imagined you'd feel a little more sympathy for your neighbor and his missing daughter. You say you had nothing to do with it, but I can't help but think...
Go on.
I think you're hiding something. Something to do with Charlotte May. And when this is all said and done, Mr. Morgan will know who helped and who stood in the way of my investigation. I hope to God you had nothing to do with it.
Listen to me. You think you got problems now being in that chair. You keep this kind of thing up, and you're gonna end up hurt. Or worse.
Is that a threat, Mr. Levy?
A warning's what it is.
Well, consider me warned.
It's late, Mr. Conway. Piss off.
During our conversation, Harold Levy was imposing, attempting to intimidate me. It's clear the man does not like me, and the feeling is mutual. I'm certain he's up to no good, and I suspect it has something to do with Charlotte May. The chemicals I found appear to match the crime scene, no question there. There are, however, some things that still remain unanswered. A threatening note in Harold Levy's flat seemed to provoke his attack on Tony Morgan. Is this related to Charlotte May? The note accused Harold of illegal activities, but what evidence here proves it? Harold said he was listening to Kings of the Nile in his flat at 10:50, whilst Charlotte May was being taken. But can I disprove his alibi? Good. Now to sort out everything else. So, Harold lied to me about his alibi. There was no way he could have been listening to Kings of the Nile on his broken radio. The stolen cars are worrying indeed, but don't seem to be related to Charlotte May. The chloroform-like chemical I found is my only real lead. He must have hidden those bottles for a reason. Ultimately, this is all conjecture. I can't prove he's taken Charlotte May.
Dad? Why's the door locked? Can you let me in, please? I want to talk to you about something.
Sorry. Give me a moment.
Dad, I'm waiting. Why was the bolt on?
Well, what with everything, one can't be too careful.
Fair enough.
What did you want to talk about?
I've just come back from having a very interesting conversation with your landlord.
Harold Levy, really?
What do you suppose he wanted to talk to me about?
Well, actually, Catherine, I wanted to talk to you about that.
So he was telling the truth. So close to pressing charges. And it's not my job to talk him out of it. I could have been arresting you right now. Or any one of my colleagues, whom I can assure you would not be as nice as me about it.
Why? He seemed fine after I spoke to him.
You trespassed and damaged his property. And don't try to talk your way out of it.
Well, what do you want me to say?
I don't know, to be honest.
Why do you think he didn't press charges? The reason he didn't want the police searching in the first place was because he was hiding what basically a chloroform. The same thing he used to drug Charlotte May. He had a gallon of the stuff.
I know.
Well, so why don't you arrest him?
It's a completely different brand.
Well, have you checked his orders? He might have switched recently.
I have.
Then why does he have chloroform in the first place?
He uses it to dilute oils. It's a side scam to rip off his customers. You would have known that if you were working on the case, but you're not.
Well, diluting goods is illegal too, surely. Arrest him for that, and you can interrogate him.
And all he'd get is a fine. And that would be the end of it.
I'm sorry, but...
You're not an investigator anymore, Dad. I know you want to help, but trust me, you're not. In fact, you're making my job that much harder.
Catherine, I was merely trying
You made me a promise. From now on, I just want you to honor it.
I can't.
Why not?
I promised Tony Morgan that I would help find Charlotte May.
Of course you did.
Thankfully, Harold Levy didn't press charges against me. He probably didn't want the police searching any more than they had to. It confirms my suspicion that Harold is up to no good, but I can't convince Catherine to investigate further. Am I wasting my time watching my neighbors? Mrs. Doerr is old and frail. Is she even capable of such a thing as attacking a man and about taking his child. I made Mr. Morgan an impossible promise, but if I stopped now, it was all for nothing. Her poster is already in the gutter. Am I the only one looking for Charlotte May? There's that board game. There's a light on downstairs. Mrs. Doerr is still awake. And here I am, spying on an elderly lady. I'm not zoomed in enough to see. Mrs. Doerr's bedroom. That big house all to herself, and she only lives in one room. How age punishes us. Now this is interesting. What is she doing under there? It looks like she's hiding something. But what is it? Well, that floorboard is my first port of call. All of the searches for Charlotte May start from the crow's nest. Perhaps I should have signed up. Some good my chair would have been in the pine woods. What could she be doing in the basement? And how did she get down there? This is getting stranger by the minute. I'd give anything to know what's in that box. Maybe it has something to do with what was hidden under the floorboard. That's my second port of call. Now she seems to be doing something. Dear God, that's not her at all. Mrs. Doerr is in danger. Unless they're working together. I need to get a photograph of the intruder. You red-handed.
You there! Stop what you're doing at once! I said stop! You won't get away with this.
Mrs. Doerr was hiding something under her floorboard. I wonder if it has anything to do with Charlotte May. The intruder was doing something in a box upstairs. I didn't see what was in it. It must be something to do with Charlotte May's abduction. Whomever I saw leave Mrs. Doerr's home left in a hurry. Let's hope they don't return. Now, to break in without being caught. I hope to God Mrs. Doerr has gone to bed. Smashed glass. I'd better be careful. Oh, could be useful. Hello, Mrs. Doerr? Do not get caught, Robert. Won't budge. Mrs. Doerr used something to pry it up. I should have been more prepared. There must be something down here I can use. old photo frames. It looks too hot to touch. What makes my small flat look like a prison cell? Should I have called the police? No. The intruder will be long gone by now. It's up to me. And what are you looking at? Stale water. Basement. Damn this wheelchair. Let's hope that worked. Now, if I can find the sweet spot. This bone inlay is very ornate. Old, too. Smells old and dusty. It hasn't been used recently. The detail is outstanding. And what's this? A family tree.
What on earth are you doing in my house, Mr. Conway?
Mrs. Doerr.
It's Lady Doerr to you. We live in polite society, last I checked.
Lady Doerr. Let me explain.
It had better be a bloody good explanation. Go on.
There was an intruder in your house.
I'll say.
I believed they were here for Charlotte May. I believed you were in danger, so I came over to help.
And where is this so-called intruder now, Mr. Conway? I trust you tried to apprehend him.
Sadly, no.
So it's just you and your word, then? Your daughter's a police officer, Mr. Conway. You should have called her.
I believed your danger to be too immediate, my lady. I was concerned for your safety.
You can cut that nonsense out right away. If you were concerned about me, then you would have knocked on my door or checked on me. Instead, I come out to find you at this ungodly hour prying up my floorboards. This is clearly a matter for the police. And how, may I ask, did you know to look under there?
Look, I can see you don't suffer fools, my lady, so I'll just come out.
No need, Mr. Conway. You've been spying on all of us from your window. Not very subtle, if I do say so.
Very astute. But please, if I may, I merely came over to ask you a few questions.
I suppose you want to know why I stored my belongings under the floor.
I want to know why they're all children's belongings.
Charlotte May. I'm not given to the kidnapping of young girls.
Why don't you just tell me what you were doing then?
Very well. For the past few months, things have been going missing from my home. Bits and bobs, really, but as you can see, the simplest of things in this house would fetch a pretty penny. Last week, it was one of my porcelain dolls. I'm of the suspicion that my maid is stealing from me. So I hid my most cherished possessions under my floorboards. I've had that silver mirror you just found since I was a small child. It's worth more than Dahlia View itself. Regrettably, my late husband and I, well, we don't have a child of our own to leave these things to. I see now that I should have hidden them better.
You say you don't have a child, and yet all of the items are related to children.
They were mine. They're very old.
And yet, I feel there's more to the story.
Mr. Conway, there may be a story, but it's not one I care to share with an intruder.
Who is your maid, if you don't mind me asking?
Well, I say maid. She is a glorified cleaner. Shirley Downs.
Shirley, your neighbour.
Yes, she owns the pub next door. She needed a little extra cash, and I needed my house to stop falling apart.
I see.
Seemed like a good idea at the time.
Has she cleaned here long?
A handful of months. The upstairs, mainly. I have no interest in going up there these days. Too many memories, and I can only walk so far before my feet give in.
Do you think Shirley would break into your home? The intruder I saw. Could it be her, or someone you know?
You say you saw the intruder break in?
Well, out. They were picking the door, trying to lock it.
Picking it? What does that mean?
They had a... Trust me, they were up to no good with it.
I gave Shirley a key. I'm certain she has no need to do such a thing.
Lady Doerr, Would you allow me to search the upstairs of your property? I believe I may be able to shed some light on the situation, if you'd permit me.
We should call the police, surely.
Well, they haven't found Charlotte May yet, and they don't seem to be doing much about it. How about we postpone calling them for just a short while?
I do say, how Machiavellian, Mr. Conway. You ask me to lie to the police. To your daughter, no less.
Not at all. Just to postpone calling, in the pursuit of knowledge.
The stair lift. I believe it still works. There should be another wheelchair up there somewhere. My late husband's.
Thank you.
I haven't been up there for a year or two now. You will share what you find?
I can't promise anything.
And Mr. Conway, if the intruder is up there, you will be on your own.
Now, to find out what our intruder was up to. These look like maritime telescopes, older than me. It looks like I need some kind of lever to turn this. Now, why is this open? I saw the intruder leave. Let's hope it stays that way. Are you out there somewhere? Or are you in here? I will catch you. I don't think I've seen Lady Doerr's smoke before now. Must be Shirley's. Another child's toy. What do we have here? Now, what's this?
Right. The time is 10:50 on the 22nd. Let's have another look.
The telescope is pointed right at Mr. Morgan's house. Was she spying on Charlotte May? The 22nd was the night that Charlotte May was taken. Let's hear what she has to say.
I wonder if it has anything to do with Seddon and Sons. Could be the year.
Seddon and Sons. I've seen that name. She said it could be the year, whatever that means. I'd better try to find it. There you are. Now what was Shirley doing with you?
Now.
By the sounds of it, she was trying to open something in this room. Lady Doerr was right. Shirley's stealing from her.
Now, where was I? Oh, for God's sake, Larry. I sent you home an hour ago. God, not your shoe. Idiot.
What on earth was this Larry up to? Sounds like he was a drunken fool.
Let's take a look at... What the hell?
What did she see? Charlotte May? Well, this is moments before the attack. I do not like how that tape ended. This was days ago. For now, let's try to finish what she started and open something in this room. Lord Doerr must have been a war hero. Oh, this has some weight to it. If I had something flat to slide down this drawer. Why on earth would they want to tear this painting? Shelley's been gathering valuables. Perhaps Lady Doerr was right. It could have been this. Shirley was trying to steal something from inside it. Locked. Of course it is. The Doerr crest. Very fancy. The box in Lord Doerr's office has 2 locks. There must be something upstairs I can use to open them. Now, what was she looking at that she needed for this room? Good. Peat Hill Reserve. Well, at least Doerr had to taste. Excellent. Thank you very much, Shirley Downs. What on earth? Charlotte May! Charlotte, are you in there? How do I live with this? The good Lord Doerr model always eats himself.
these things quicker. The devil was a hobbyist. Might help me force that lock open. Nothing useful in there. Blue. Lord Doerr was a hobby man. Rag. Not colorful, thankfully. It's heavier than it looks. There's no way I can touch this by hand. Let there be light. That wasn't so hard. Looks like it was when Lord Doerr was still alive. I wonder what document he's referring to.
One down, one to go. There's still one more lock to open. I should explore more of the upstairs. Lord Doerr. I never met the man. If that's the size of the model, I dread to think how big the real thing was. A marline spike, clearly used with knots in some way. Let's see if this helps. These are anchor weights, all different by the looks of them. One of Lord Doerr's models, a man of talent. An old dumbwaiter. I wonder if it still works. Jesus Christ.
What is going on up there, Mr. Conway?
Everything's fine. I tripped on something is all.
Maybe you should come back down before you break something.
Just another moment, if you would.
Very well.
Not what I expected at all. That explains the craft tools. Perhaps I'm wrong about Lady Doerr. Lady Doerr, you can go there. Lady Doerr said they didn't have a child of their own. That's the room with the banging door. Lord Doerr, well, that's where you go. That's the office I've just come from. Very detailed. Doerr's hidden room. Genius. The missing wheel latch. Oh, Dick. She's sitting on a gold mine. Money is clearly no motive here. Looks like an adoption form. They were waiting for some time. A cryptex. Looks like I need an 8-digit code to open it. I wonder what's hidden inside. I should probably go and talk to Lady Doerr. It's jammed tight. Let's hope it's in the right place. All this hidden away in a box. It belongs in a museum. My lady, I've found this.
What is it? I can't see it up there.
It appears to be a cryptex of some kind.
Oh, yes. It's a silly old game I used to play with one of the maids. We would pass messages back and forth and have to figure out the code. It's been many years since I've seen that.
I see. By any chance, do you still have the code for it?
Couldn't tell you.
Couldn't or won't?
Mr. Conway, I think I've been very accommodating, all things considered.
Well, can you give me a clue?
I can do one better. I can give you the cipher
Please, do.
on one condition.
Dare I ask?
It's not all that bad. There's a picture in the main hall. My late husband. I haven't seen his face in some time. Would you take a picture of him for me?
Lady Doerr, as luck would have it, I've already taken that picture.
You have? And without my permission?
I thought you wanted me to.
Yes, yes, very well. Here it is. We used an old code. You take the alphabet and write the first 13 letters under the next 13. Then replace the letter you have with the one underneath or above it.
So, A would be an N, and D would be Q.
That's right.
Well, where do I find the code to translate?
Mr. Conway, may I remind you that it's you up there and not I. I will say, though, the code was usually something to do with my late husband's model boats.
Very well. I'll start looking around then. So, the code is something to do with Lord Doerr's boats. It's jammed tight. Got you. Another key. It's for the servants' quarters. Lady Doerr? Death's shadow.
Well, that's encouraging.
Innocence. Charlotte May. I'm no expert, but that does not look good. This room hasn't been opened in years. It appears she left in a hurry. Could be useful. It's a shame to damage something so beautiful, but I do want to open the box by the window. Oh, could be useful. Long last. Now, what do you unlock? And why would the intruder hide you? Let's see what Lady Doerr has to say about you. My lady, may I bother you again?
Of course.
I think I found out what the intruder was doing.
About time. Go on, then.
It's a key. Looks to be quite ornate.
Go on.
I was hoping you could tell me.
Describe it to me. Perhaps it'll jog my memory.
It has a copper midsection.
Go on.
It has a large anchor shape.
Ah, I know what that is. The basement storage key. Again, I haven't seen that for many years. I have one too somewhere. I could look for it.
The basement, you say?
Yes. Are you thinking what I'm thinking, Mr. Conway?
I just might be. Do you think it possible that Charlotte May could be in your basement without you knowing it?
The very thought of it. I fear there's only one way to find out. You'll have to go to the basement. The lift won't work whilst the stair lift is activated, though. Give me a moment. Now, you really are alone up there, Mr. Conway. Can I just remind you that... What is it?
Are you expecting anyone?
Another intruder, you mean?
Lady Doerr, I'm serious.
Oh my. I'll go and call the police.
Shh. They've locked the door. I know you're here. Come out. You're not going to get away with this. Show yourself at once. You can't hide. My daughter is a police officer. You're clearly out of your depth. Please, if you're here, you don't... Stop. You won't get away with this.
Charlotte May, are you there? Charlotte, are you okay?
God damn, it's locked.
I'm coming, Charlotte.
Mr. Conway, what on earth is going on? What is all that banging?
I need your help. The kidnapper is down here.
What? That's it. I'm calling the police.
Wait, no. I need to get into the basement. They took my key.
Mr. Conway, are you insane? I'm calling the police, and that is the end of it.
I think Charlotte May is here right now. Do you have that other key?
I do.
Toss it to me.
I don't know.
Lady Doerr, please.
Fine.
Oh, come on. Got you. I said stop! God damn this bloody chair. Charlotte, give me something. Were you here? There's something here. There has to be. Oh, damn. There'll be no explaining this to Catherine. After the attack against me in Lady Doerr's home, I'm left questioning everything. Was it one of the McKees? Harold Levy? Or someone else? My presence is clearly getting to someone. Lady Doerr was downstairs at the moment I was attacked. I can't rule her out. I need to be sure what her involvement was. Only a few questions remain unanswered. It is possible that Lady Doerr and the intruder worked together. Does anything here indicate that she could have helped the kidnapper? Lady Doerr clearly wouldn't have kidnapped Charlotte May for money. Why else would she want to steal a girl? Lady Doerr claimed she was hiding her valuable items from her maid, Shirley. Can I prove Shirley was stealing from her? I need to look at every piece of evidence. That's right. I'm onto something. Now to piece together the rest of it. Good. Now to sort out everything else. There must be a detail I'm missing on some of the evidence. So, Lady Doerr may have had motive after all. She lost a child and was clearly emotionally shaken by it, though it seems like that was many years ago, and I found no evidence other than she knew how to tie knots. Not very conclusive, if I do say so. Shirley, on the other hand, was stealing from Lady Doerr. She knew her way around the house and had access to many of the rooms. She also had a good view of Tony Morgan's house and was talking about Charlotte May on the dictaphone message. Shirley, are you my attacker? Did you take Charlotte May?